Welcome to the podcast, everybody. It's Fat Thor Podcast. I'm your host, Andy Gunnin. With me, as always, your other host, Jody, Cieutat, aka Midget Mafia. What's up, buddy?
What's up, sir?
Nothing much. It's May the 4th. We also have a guest in the house, so May the 4th be with you. Star Wars Day for you Star Trekians. We have another guest this week. I'm excited to have this guest as a good friend of mine, comedian. I've known this guy just about as long as I've been doing comedy. Super awesome guy. Welcome to the show, comedian Neil Rubenstein. Welcome, brother.
Hello.
Welcome.
Glad to have you. Thank you
Thanks for inviting me, man.
Yeah, man. I'm glad I thought about it. I forget. You know how many people I invite people and then they don't acknowledge. Like we had David K last week, and he was like, "Do you not have that many guests?" I go, "We had guests all the time, and then people got busy, started doing their own podcasts. So you ask somebody and they just never respond." I'm like, we are a top 50 Apple podcast in the Philippines, but we do have fun.
Well, I'm glad. I'm not busy. That I was able to.
Yeah. Well, we started doing it at 11 o'clock. We were doing it in the evenings, and then we started doing it during the day. And that's the hardest part is that we do it during the day now. We do it at 11 o'clock because I'm usually doing shows, and then Jody's got other things to do. So we started doing it at 11 to fit our time scales. Then we realized, oh, wait, we can't really get a whole lot of guests because people have jobs and other things. So, but glad to have you, brother. Glad to have you.
Thanks,
welcome. Are you a big Star Wars fan?
I am a big Star Wars guy. Yeah.
Good. I think it's one of these we probably never talked about in the few times we've hung out.
Yeah.
People
get me started, and then they're like, "Oh, I wish I didn't get you started."
I'm a big Star Wars guy too. I love it. Matter of fact, my wife gets mad because every year I always break out the old trusty lightsaber. Yes.
How old are you?
Look, I'm old enough that I can afford to build a lightsaber at Walt Disney World. I can tell you that much.
Okay, you got me.
Not the flex. Not the flex.
My buddy did that, and he chose for the hall or whatever it's called. He chose a Rancor tooth.
Yep, the Rancor
So
tooth.
it's the most badass looking.
It is. And dude, I had such a hard time picking it, and I was like, "Wow, I'll just come back and build one every year or something like that." So we went back this year, and this was when they first opened. This was 2018. And so it was reasonable, and they've gone up on them now. And my wife's like, "You don't need another one." I'm like, "I'm going to build one of everyone." And she goes, "No, you're not." I'm like, "Oh, here we go." So I should have picked the Rancor tooth.
Rancor tooth is a cool looking lightsaber.
It is cool. But I went with that one. Went with the Jedi one. So I mean, I can't argue. It's a quality build. It's quality.
I feel like it's not. It's not correct though.
Yes, that is true.
Because could you build it from how do you get a kyber crystal in a Rancor tooth?
True, I agree with that.
Some circuitry of some sort.
It has to. It's not just magic. Yeah, even it's not just total magic.
Yeah. So maybe I don't like the Rancor tooth as a lightsaber.
I did think about that when I saw the ring. I was like, "How do you do just a woolly mat? Do a bone?" And then I was like, "Well, okay, whatever." And I'm like, "No, I'm going with the original. I'm more original, to the true, to the original stuff." So that's kind of why I went the way I went.
I'm all right. I'm all right with it.
Yeah, yeah. That's just me. I went back again. Like I said, we just went back again in December for a day, and It's Star Wars World is insanity over there at Disney World. It's absolutely just the amount of detail they put into it is absolutely
Yeah, I
insanity.
still haven't been, but
It's worth going. It's worth going.
I
Like
mean,
you'd have to go for 2 days to just do everything because you're so overwhelmed the first day.
That's pretty much anything at Disney, though.
Now, yeah, they've
Yeah.
their game just goes through the roof now. Like
Yeah.
they just keep upping and upping and up, and it's not before it was a fun park, and they just they just go to the next level, and they went next level on the Star Wars stuff. So it's worth going. It's like I tell it, it's worth going for a day. If you haven't gone, go. You're going to spend some money, but it's worth
yeah,
going,
I don't.
especially if you're a fan.
Yeah, I'd have to start another GoFundMe.
I was going to say, and mention, and I was just about to lead into, and speaking of money, I was trying to segue back into you, sir, and what you are doing currently.
Yeah.
You are currently trying to put together and produce. Well, actually, you're going to. You're actually doing it. So you're actually trying to raise funds, but you're doing it. You're putting together a special, correct?
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Well, me and about 800 million other comics have decided to put our material out in the world.
Yeah.
And pretend that it's unique. I just I'm ready to do it. I want to put some of this material to rest because it's I don't want to be digging up all my shit's from trauma basically, and so like I don't want to start I don't know. I don't want to keep bringing up this stuff, like talking about my ex-wife every day on stage, and like the pandemic, and like how miserable it made me feel, and like I'm ready to move forward, and like I felt like a good way to do that would just record it finally. I mean, it's been like I feel like it's pretty polished at this point, so I just get
it
it out
definitely
there.
is 100%. Yeah.
See what happens. See if anyone cares. And
well, if nothing else, it's out there, and you got it out there because that's the beauty about this. And I think is that you can put it out there, and it whether it hits right off the bat or not, things trend in different things, and it can come back and go crazy again down the road. Go crazy now, hit a plateau, and then go crazy again. You just never know.
You never know. Yeah,
it's such a weird, fickle thing. We're still all trying to figure out now.
And I mean, no one's gonna watch it if it doesn't exist.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Until you do it and put it out there, you can't say nothing until you do it and put it out there.
Yeah. So we'll see, man. We'll see.
Well, you're halfway there. Now the funding for the project goal is about 15,000, correct?
I feel like 15,000 gets it done.
Okay. 15,000 gets it done, and you're going to be filming it in New Jersey, correct?
Yeah, Montclair, New Jersey. We're gonna make it free so you can come hang.
Okay, so it's free, no ticket sales.
No. So
nice.
Which
when is that?
Like further relying on the GoFundMe, but
gotcha. When is that? What's the dates?
We're gonna record June 1st.
June 1st
in Montclair. It's a place called the Clubhouse. It's right near the Wellmont Theater. Yeah, man. I just I'm from the Northeast, and I have a lot of folk up there that want to come support, and
yeah, no, that's great. That's great, and that's great that there's it's free. That's on Thursday, June 1st.
Yeah, it's a Thursday. Yeah,
that's a third.
Gonna get a couple of comics I'm friends with to come warm the stage.
Yep.
I have a buddy, Sam Hoyos from a band Playing Dead, to come play everyone in. And it's gonna be my buddies Mike Dubin and Steve Padula from Thursday are gonna shoot it, and try and make it a nice thing.
Nice. And the GoFundMe's called Have Some Dignity.
Yeah, we're gonna name this special "Have Some Dignity."
So is that going to be the name of special too?
Yeah, because it's a line from a joke that it's a line from my closer, and then also it's like, like trying to remind myself, like, I'm groveling for change. You know what I mean? Like,
I understand. I understand. Hey, look, let me tell you, in producing anything on a decent, good quality recording costs money because you got to have people and editors. You got to bring people together. They got to pay. They got to get paid, and and at the same time, you've got to get paid as a performer. And we've gone too long, and I've been on this soapbox for so long here recently about comedians being so underpaid, us not making any money. People just thinking that the pay that from the 1980s that we still get today with gas at $3.80 something a gallon, it doesn't equate. It doesn't equate.
And then every offer is like this much money, no lodging. It's like, well,
yeah. I'm getting
the pay.
Yeah. I got to drive 700 miles with no lodging. I'm doing a show tonight 2 hours away. No, an hour and a half away, technically. They're like, well, we're not going to get you a hotel, but we're going to give you a $50 bump. And I'm like, well, what if I was too far? That doesn't cover that, which is fine. I'll take the bump.
Yeah.
Because I'm close by at home, so I'll just come home. But like you said, dude, I've been doing it. I did 1,900 miles this past weekend, and none of it was covered. No lodging was covered. Zero.
Did you at least get a free hot dog?
I got a free chicken Caesar salad.
There's your bonus.
I know, but I did sell a lot of shirts. The audience did make it up. I sold like 24 shirts, so that made it up. Yeah. But still, that's the money I'm supposed to take the bills instead, But that's why I sleep in the back of my wife's Buick now. I think we've had that conversation.
Yeah.
It's a nightmare, man.
What's that?
It's a nightmare.
Yeah. And gas is going up and up and up and up and up. And that's the biggest.
You used to be able to eat for $6.
Yeah. And and don't even, now it's $13 to roll through anything at the cheapest place to get a sandwich or something. Yeah, I pack my Yeti full of sandwiches. I make like 9 or 12 sandwiches before I hit the road for 2 or 3 days. And then, I'll run out in a few days, but still it gets me through. But then you start looking at everything. It doesn't matter if you go through a Crystals or a White Castle, or you're spending $13 a meal, like minimum.
Yeah.
And you could get a $5 foot long or $5 special somewhere. That's over.
Even like soda, like I'll need like caffeine,
and
it's like a 20-ounce soda is like $3.25 now, and you're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
What's happening, dude? Coffee. And
I'm still getting $40 for spot pay. Like,
what?
Dude, gas station coffee is $2.40, $2.30. Coffee.
So what's it going to take to change all that?
Well, I'm going to kill myself.
As far as the clubs paying more.
Neil said he's going to kill himself before.
It's not just comedy, it's everything. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So I'm in Oklahoma right now, and my buddy in Oklahoma City, which is like one of the cheapest places to live, his son just got a raise to $15 an hour. He works full time at $15 an hour. And so they were looking at apartments for him. And if he were to get an apartment, which he could afford on $15 an hour, he wouldn't be able to do anything else.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's everybody. That's everything everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you need 3 jobs to survive. Like, that's a problem in the system. It's not a problem. It's a feature of the system.
Yeah.
Well, gas has tripled over the last 3 years. Food has tripled almost. Just in the past 3-4 years. And
we won't tax billionaires.
And I mean, I don't disagree with that. But at the same time, I think there's some other places that we're spending money we shouldn't be overly in different areas, in a lot of different areas.
Yeah.
That could help. But when we go from $1 $1.50 in eggs to $5-6 eggs and all that. And then we go from, now, geez, I was in Illinois. Illinois has the highest price gas right now, if any, other than over New Jersey and all that. Actually, I think they're more expensive in New Jersey because I was just in New Jersey. I was seeing almost $4 a gallon last week when I went through there, and I was like, I couldn't get out of the state fast enough. Like I would get like $10, like just get me across the state line, because it went from $3.89, $3.90 all the way back down to like $3.25, like 70 cents within a 15-20 mile run.
Yeah.
And so now it costs 50. So every time like you said, here's for a show X amount, no lodging and no gas. So then you start doing the money, and you've been doing it longer than I have, doing all this road stuff. I just got started this past year, and you were doing it last several years since you and I met, just like going from coast to coast, back and forth.
Just doing loops.
You're still doing loops like a madman. You got about 60 shows coming up or something on your list. Is like, I looked at it. I just
try to stay busy. I don't really pay attention to the number. It's just,
if
I see,
I was just looking at it. I was like,
but
yeah, I was like, good Lord. That's like
the name of my sex tape, by the way. See large gaps.
Right. Well, go back to answer Jody's question, I guess, what's it going to take? It's going to take the comedians, but the problem is there's too many people now that will take anything. I just had this meltdown in Atlanta on our Atlanta comedy group page, because so I'm part of Gig Salad, and a lot of comedians are on Gig Salad to get extra private shows to make more money. And it's not working because all these things I keep going up against, they'll say decline. This lady was asking for a comedian here locally. I threw her a fairly decent number for a 30-minute set. Wasn't overkill, wasn't stupid low, but because it's in my back door, a mile from my house, I said, here's a decent rate. This is what it probably should be. And for somebody that lives a little bit further away, they should add some more. And I was expecting to get it. She declined it. And I said, why did you decline it? She goes, well, I got a better rate. I said, what better rate? There's no better rate for anybody, because I know where all the comedians live. Okay, most of them live on the north side for me. Very few live here in town that are actually an active comedian that's doing it full time.
It doesn't matter if it's an active comedian.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. No, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. People who do it 2 times a year say that they do the same job I do.
Yeah,
they're professional.
That pisses me off so bad.
Yeah.
That pisses me off so bad. You're a hobbyist at that point.
Yeah.
I mean, which is fine. Be a hobbyist and get the gig, but you're not putting out the same product, but people don't care. People don't care what the product is. Just like corporations don't care what the employees are. They're going to pay $12 an hour, and they're going to get shitty people, and they're going to keep doing it because they don't want to pay $13 an hour. Right. So as long as someone's going to take the gig for $25, they're going to get the gig. Right. It's not a meritocracy. It's fucking.
No, and I agree. Well, my whole meltdown was like, I even said, I don't care if you're full-time hobbyist or what, y'all stop underbidding these things. I just said, you guys are just.
But that's what they have. That's their leg up on you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're going to get gigs before I get gigs, not because of talent, but because of the willingness to operate at a disgusting rate.
Right.
That's where we're at. That's it. That's been forever, and that'll be forever. That's capitalism.
Yeah, that's capitalism. I mean, I ran into it in the building industry, selling building material, and I don't mind that. And I don't mind, and that's fine. Someone comes in, 25 cents, a couple grand cheaper on the framing package, whatever. No big deal. But when it's grossly like you're not making money, you're buying the business, and you're not helping yourself or anybody.
Yeah.
But then they get the government gig, right? They underbid you for the government gig. They're someone's brother-in-law, so they get the government gig.
Right.
And then we went over budget. We went over this. And it's like, well, now I'm paying more than I would have paid for the other honest bid.
Yeah.
Right.
But that's it.
Yeah, it's just what it is.
Good luck out there.
Yeah, I know, man. It's so
born
stupid.
To a better family.
Well, the good news is, I'm not living or dying off that one thing. but it's just like, why am I even a part of Gig Salad when all I'm going to do is sit here and get underbid? I'm giving a $200 bid to a guy that's willing to do it for $50, and there's no way he's doing the same thing I am. There's no way.
It's the same thing with every freelance site, Fiverr and TaskRabbit. I'll do the job correctly for this much money because I worked this hard to get this good.
Right.
Yeah.
And then some kid who's hungrier and has a trust fund will be like, oh, I'll do for like $6.
Right.
Yeah.
For $6?
I
couldn't even get there for $6.
No.
Oh yeah, well, I drive my dad's car. He pays for gas.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why $6.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
I should have been born to better people.
Oh, that's funny. And then they'll say they're a paid comedian. They're professionally paid.
Professional comedian.
Yeah.
Professional comedian.
Me too.
Yeah. They got $6.
Me too.
So what has gone all into this at this point for you to put this together, other than, I know you've got places lined up now, you've got production people. Has it been, how hard has it been? What's the good, the bad, the ugly so far? I don't think a lot of people understand what it takes to put something like this together.
Well, I've done like sorry, hold on a second.
You're good. You're fine. Look, dude, we're not worried about it.
We're professionals.
Yeah. I've done like live events for a long time, and I've done television before.
Yep.
So like I kind of had a rough idea what was gonna be involved going into it.
Right.
And it's just, shit's so expensive. And if you want to get the right people, and like even like friends, like I don't like there's certain positions you don't want a friend.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I want to pay full price for an editor because I want to give 3 rounds of notes and be nitpicky. Right. And if my buddy Steve and I are doing the editing, I can't be like, can we just, I know you spent 4 hours on this edit for free, but can you just take one more pass? There's like literally 6 seconds.
Yeah.
Where my hair doesn't look right.
No, you're right.
Like,
you
tour in the morning.
Like, no, you make a very good point. You make a very good point in this business because you become friends with a lot of people who have abilities and some talents, and you feel like, I want to help them and help myself at the same time. Like you said, you run into that thing. It's like that only gets you so far.
Yeah.
Sometimes at times it's worth paying a third party straight out who's like you said, I don't like this. I need this fixed, and fix it.
Yeah. So, we're getting like some gear pretty cheap because, we know some people, but I still got to pay day rates for the workers. I still got to like rent chairs. I still got to hire a light guy and a sound guy and run wires and then I got to get the sound captured and recorded and
the sound is key. Sound and lighting are the 2 key things you cannot cheap out on video and when you're putting these together. So and that's not cheap. And honestly, your budget is a lot less than I thought it was going to be when you put it out there. I mean, honestly,
I just first of all, I don't think I'm going to get the budget, and I'm not.
You're over halfway there. Yeah,
but like, it trickles in now. There's no more big bump.
You don't know that. That's why we're here to talk about it.
Yeah.
Go to GoFundMe to have some dignity. Even if 100 people gave you $5, that's $500.
Yeah.
$5. That's what they say. They say find 1 million people that's willing to spend $5 on you, and you're successful. I mean, that's all you need to do is find a. You just need to find a couple. How many? What's that? We just need to find about 1,000, 2,000 people, 50,000.
I think I know a few.
Jody knows a few. Jody's got 2.5 million of them at his disposal.
All right. Well, let's see if they want to donate $1 each.
We'll try it.
$1 each. Running
We'll
a
definitely try it.
$1 to go fund me, have some dignity to help Neil put this sucker together.
Yep.
I'm funny despite how I am right now.
He is very funny. He is very funny. He is the. One thing I love about Neil, he's quiet, gentle giant, but then he gets on stage and he's like, who's this dude?
but even just seeing him, you can tell that there's something there.
Oh, dude, he's funny.
Yeah,
he's funny.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I had dead eyes.
I love
it. People come up to me, they're like,
I miss seeing you at the World Series of Comedy, though. I do miss seeing you.
I think I'll be at Louisville.
Are you going to be in Louisville? Great, because I am too.
And I think I'll be at Boston.
Sweet. I've never been to the Boston one. I'm hoping to try to catch the Boston one.
I won the Boston one 3 years ago.
Did you?
And still can't work the club.
Really?
So I'm going to go win it again and see if that changes anything.
I heard that club's tough to get work in.
Apparently.
I've heard from a couple other folks it's tough to get work in. I'm not going to say names, but I had a conversation with somebody in Atlanta about that club, and so I've never been to it. So I'm going to be in Atlanta with my buddy Liz in September. If you're around, want to hang? Yeah, dude. Just shoot me the dates, and I should be around unless I get booked for a show. Right now, I mean. Right now I don't have anything, but I'm chugging along. Like I'm getting stuff every week. Yeah. I can't, I'm having a great year, so I can't complain. Seems it, yeah. Yeah, dude. I'm just as soon as I do a show, I'm getting 1 or 2 right behind it. So I'm like, holy crap. I don't know what I'm doing, but we're doing it. That's it. I think it's because I said I will. I think it's because I made the statement to some people and they literally took me up on that. It's like I will go anywhere this year across the country. Test me. And they and I am being tested.
Yeah.
So it just reminds me of you, dude, because dude, I mean this guy right here, as far as they talk about road dogs and this, there's not a lot of people doing it as much as I would say this. Cyrus Steele and you are the top 2 guys that I've known in the last 3-4 years since I've started doing comedy that are probably do more road traveling and road shows than anybody I know of out there. I mean, I'm not saying that there's not some out there. I'm just saying the 2 that I know personally that it's like, okay, I know when I get to a certain point, this is what I really probably need to do to really make my stuff better and me better. Yeah, I don't know, man. Hey, Mike. What's up, Mike? Yeah, I mean, from being out here, I met a couple of other dudes that are like, like there's like van life dudes and stuff that are like, but yeah, I mean, I try to be out as much as possible, but right. And AJ did that as well. He did that for a while. Yeah, AJ did that for a long time. AJ did that in his Astro event, so he killed 2 of them. So there's something to be said for it. Yeah.
Now with doing that much stuff, how do you not get burnt out?
Oh, who says I didn't?
Oh, Neil got burnt out. Last time I saw Neil at the Punchline Atlanta, he was like, I think I'm burnt out. I think I'm done.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
It's like, you're not done. You're not done.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll take like a couple of weeks off to like recharge, and then I'll get like antsy. Then I took 2 weeks off, and I'll be like, "Fuck, I gotta go."
Right.
But I mean, yeah, dude, it's a nightmare. My life's a nightmare.
That's one of the things. It's a good thing and it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I joke like that. It's just like it's like a nightmare surrounded by like the dopest shit.
Yeah.
I hang out with, professional comics and rock stars and
let's talk about the rock star, because you have been doing a rock tour opening for some rock bands.
Yeah.
So And a lot of people don't talk about that. Some people have, not. Jim Brewer's probably the most famous for doing it for Metallica.
Yeah.
And so
I don't
how
know
did that
Metallica personally?
so
the bands I go with are much smaller than Metallica.
Damn Napsters. Ever since Napster, I hate it. But you got hooked up with a band, and you've been opening for them across the country. How has that been going? Because you've obviously been doing it for a while now. Or is that over? Or is that still
no,
going?
that was like 3 months last year, and then I hopefully am going out with a band in July for a couple of days, and then hope more. I like doing it. I like being around buddies. I'm doing a Jason Festival, which is like all bands. Yeah, I don't know. Because
that's a hard element. That's a hard element because they're there to see a band. They're not there to see technically comedy. And
they're not
walking
trying
out,
to pay attention.
Yeah. So and then you're walking out there to go, hey guys.
And I look like every sound guy, so they're just like, why is this guy talking to us? Just say check, and then get off the stage, dude. Like, what are you doing?
Get off stage. We got a drink. So how has that been? How have you overcome the being the roadie look like to being the?
I'll say 1 in 4 shows is a total disaster.
That's not a bad number at all.
Yeah, there'll be 3 great shows, and then like a stinker, or maybe like back-to-back stinkers, and then like 4 or 5 dope shows.
Nice.
Like Buffalo sucked. But hopefully next time I go to Buffalo, it's a little better because somebody will be like, "Oh, I remember that guy. He was awesome." Great. Despite how loud we were.
Do you think it's the area of the crowd, or do you just think it's the venue, or
it's always the venue. It's always the venue, and it's also a big factor is like how you're brought up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like I have very specific rules like of how to get brought up. And
how's that?
That's I don't.
Okay, never mind. Never mind.
If they don't do it correctly, if the house sound guys don't respect that I'm also an artist on the show,
right?
And they like do some bullshit where they're just like, "Yo, coming or anything," and it's like they didn't turn the lights down, they didn't turn the music. You know what I mean? Just like it's just like the audience has no idea. Then it's gonna go terribly. Yep. And if the bar is like next to the stage, like in earshot, like it's gonna go terribly. But in like a Fillmore or like a big House of Blues, where like the bars are in the back,
right,
and they're professionals and they understand how to treat artists, then it's gonna go great. They're gonna follow my instructions. They're gonna come on stage. People are gonna know that there's a comedian right now. Maybe they've advertised it better than another club. Right. Like that's because like that's the other thing that like doesn't make any sense to me is like the promoters and comedy clubs, they used to build artists in markets.
Right.
So you put everyone on the show, on the flyer, on the poster, on the marquee, on the ticket. And now it's become where they don't even say who the openers are. So it's like, how do you build new bands or young bands, or how do you build young comics if you're not gonna
put them on there,
let people know who's on stage right now? You know what I mean? Like there's no, like sometimes you go to a venue and you'll go on stage and there's no signage, like they have no idea who you are or why you're there.
I'm going to a show like that tonight where they have done no signage for me or the headliner. It just says comedy night.
Well, I mean, that's an extra level of nightmare, but Like,
and I'm not
usually
comparing to the music,
the headliner's name.
But you make a good point, which I would like to walk down the path of that, because you make a very good specific point. I've noticed the same as well. Nobody puts on, not nobody, majority. Let's just say majority don't advertise very well the opening acts, who's on the ticket, everything else, unless it's like a music festival or something. But then, of course,
even then, you know.
But do you realize how much extra it would cost?
Nothing, no extra.
Zero.
Yeah.
When they send the ad mat, they usually send all the artists, and then it's
right.
Yep.
The venue decides not to list people.
Yeah, can you just list the people? By the way, somebody may have like 10 friends that 10 more people may show up or something like that, or you know, like you said, it doesn't matter. In the same thing, he's like, you know, now it's like they should be put on there the band, whatever the band is, and then also, you know, opening Neil.
Yeah, well, you know, it's billings, like the behind the scenes stuff is like when you send your contract or whatever in, it says like 50% billing, 25% billing, 10% billing. Like, put my name real small on the fucking bottom.
You put it on there. I mean, they still, I mean, they used to do it for bands back in the 80s and 90s. You know, it's like, you know, you'd have Motley Crue, then you have Def Leppard, and then whoever else, and then it's like Poison, Warrant, right? And it's like, but they were on there.
Yeah. My name goes last, real small at the bottom.
Yeah. It's like an eye exam. Can you see it? Can you see it?
So that causes a little grief too. That causes a little bit of a confusion, because people are like, you know,
you're just walking out there colder than cold, and they don't know you're coming. And here you are. Yeah, that's a nightmare. That's a night. I had, but there's a friend of mine in town has a rock band. They travel all these places and stuff, and he asked me, he goes, "Would you ever consider doing it?" I said, "Not right now, no." And I told him flat out, "Not right now, not until I get enough stupidity and balls or something." Because
stupidity, dude.
And then I saw you started doing it. I was like, "Oh, I got to talk to Neil about this," because I was like, I really need to know, you know, how this goes, because thanks for sharing, because I've heard different stories, and you hear different stories, and sometimes they go great, and then sometimes, like you said, they go south on you. Yeah. I guess it just depends, because I told the guy, he goes, "How much would you charge?" And I just told him a crazy number, just hoping he'd never come back, and he didn't. I said I would have to have X amount. He goes, "Ooh, that's a little tough. That's how much the whole band gets." I go, "Mm-hmm." I was like, "I'm not going to go out there and eat apples and oranges and beer bottles to my face for nothing."
Well, yeah, I mean, you hope people are civilized, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to perform at the zoo.
You know, it ends up turning into that scene from the Blues Brothers, you know, in the cowboy bar.
Yeah.
Where they're behind
I mean, like, that's more likely to happen just doing like a regular comedy showcase. You know what I mean? Because like people book those like guerrilla showcases, like they're ambush showcases. The patrons don't know that there's going to be a comedy show tonight. There's no signage anywhere. And then all of a sudden you're like, all right, stop watching the game. I have a dick joke to tell.
I've done those. I have done those. And I'm like,
that's when you get your ass kicked.
Yes, that is when you get your ass kicked. And I've learned how to overcome those. So I have learned that. Yes, because you get booked on you got the people, and then you show up, you're like, "Hey," and you're an hour early. I'm here to set up the sound and stuff for the comedy show. Everybody's comedy show. There's a comedy show tonight. Who? Hey, Bill, is there a comedy show? What?
Michelle, did you book a comedy show?
Did you book?
Oh yeah, Billy Bob said his friends were going to do their little skits.
Oh, I've done those so many times. And then I walk in, I'm like, "Oh, here we go."
I remember. Listen, I'm not shitting on I'm not about to shit on what you think I'm shitting on.
Okay.
I'm shitting on the fact that there's a comedy show at this place.
Mm-hmm.
But I walked into a bar that we were supposed to do a comedy show. That we did a comedy show. I mean, we did it.
Okay.
I mean, I didn't do what I was asked to do. I did a lot less, but I did a comedy show. When I opened the bar door, it was karaoke night,
Mm-hmm.
and someone was karaokeing.
Mm-hmm.
Karaokeing the national anthem, and everyone was
standing, heart, hats off,
at a dive bar. I was like, this is not gonna go well. You know what I mean? Like I don't know.
Did you scream play ball after?
I wanted to.
Play ball.
I wanted to.
Oh my God.
It was, yeah. I was like, what's
happening?
Yeah.
What's happening?
Listen, I'm not, Stan, do your thing, but that's wild.
Yeah.
Why are you karaokeing
the national
Star-Spangled Banner? Why is that in the machine?
Oh my God! Oh, how early in the day we're like? Why is it even in the machine? Was it in the rotation?
Why is
it? I can.
You know what's really gonna make this party pop?
Right. Let's break out the national anthem.
Especially that third verse. Let's get that third verse cranking.
I think they meant to play Sweet Carolina. Like, shit, wrong one. We'll go with it. We'll go with it.
They played the baseball game. Like Sweet Carolina. They're like, no, the other one. They're like Dominic the Donkey. They're like, no, that other one. Are you saying the national anthem? The national anthem.
Yeah, those are the top three. That's your top three.
That's the one.
That's your baseball game.
Yeah.
Oh my God. But then I've also walked into nightmare places like that, not to that extent. And like, this isn't gonna go well, and it ends up going way better than you ever expected it. Like off to center field over the wall. Like, what just happened?
Well, that's the fun of not having high expectations.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because like sometimes you're like, this is gonna oof.
Yeah.
And then it's fine.
And
I'll tell you, that's what happened with the tour, with the rock tour last year. Was I was like, this is gonna be a nightmare every night. I'm just doing it because it's like a cool thing. It's a great look, and I get to hang out with my friends. And then night one was fucking stellar, and I was like, all right, well that can't last. And then night two was stellar, and I was like, all right, what the fuck's going on? And then we got to Buffalo, and I was like, oh yeah, no, this is gonna be a fucking nightmare. Right?
Yeah. Hey man, you're doing it. You're doing it though.
Woohoo!
Hey man, you get more balls to do that than most comics. Most comedians would pass on anything like that. They wouldn't.
I mean, there's a fine line between stupidity and courage, like.
Dude, but man, you're doing some. There's no crowd or nothing. You couldn't get over at this point doing that, figuring that out, or deal with, or be able to handle, or manage.
I will agree. There's nothing I'm afraid of anymore. But what I will say is sometimes I don't find it worth it. And so I'll start and I'll be like, we're not going to win. The best we're going to do is a draw. And I don't want to draw with these people. These people are fucking awful. I'm not staying up here. And I will walk off. I will, if it's one of those situations, listen, if it's a pro thing, you did a pro thing and I'm just not hitting, that's one thing. That's I'll take a bomb, whatever. But if like your venue, if you book me to headline your venue and you neglect to tell me that it's outdoors on a busy street,
right,
on a Friday night in a beach town,
yep,
well, I can't. The people can't hear.
right,
Yeah.
They're motorcycles and car alarms, and why did you book me outdoors?
right. What people misconcept when they book us, and which I hate, and I don't know why, and it's been through the history of comedy, and it's been an underlining thing for what I understand from everybody that I've had conversation with, is that people look at us like a band. We're not a band. We're not as loud as a band. We are not. Nobody's going to, a band can blast over anything and everything.
And you can't have background comedy.
No. This lady wanted to put us out on. I went to a show. It was their first time doing comedy, and I walked in, and they had this great venue, the bar, the lighting, a nice sound thing. So I was like, "This is amazing." And the manager girl walks over and she goes, "Oh, come here. I'm going to show you where to set up." And took me out on this back porch in the dark in 32-degree weather.
Nah.
And I was like, "Say what?" She goes, "This is where we put the bands." I go, "This isn't where you put comedy." She goes, "Well, don't you have lights and stuff?" No, we're not a band. We have I have a speaker. I have a sound system. I have a Shure mic. I have a mic stand. I have a speaker. I don't have a lighting system. I don't have smoke and all kinds of stuff. And it's 32 degrees. I don't want to be out here in 32 degrees, nor do people want to sit out here and listen to 32 degrees weather. But it overlooks the lake. I don't give a rat's.
Celsius or Fahrenheit?
What's that?
Celsius or Fahrenheit?
Fahrenheit.
Oh.
And it was getting colder, and it was going to drop down to 27.
That's bad, yeah.
So I convinced them to do it inside, and we had 70 people, and it was great, and it was awesome. But man, the hour-and-a-half fight and argument I had to have, to the point I was like, I called the booker. I was like, "I'm leaving. I mean, I know you want to pay me, and I want to get paid, but this is going to fail miserably." I just don't understand it. And then she made the comment. She goes, "Well, when it gets warmer, we'll have you guys outside on the outside station." I said, "No, you won't. I won't be here."
You walk away to keep the dignity and your reputation up there.
What? I'm sorry. What was the question?
Like you said, talk about just walking off. But how much does that affect the reputation of you?
I mean, listen, if you're booking that kind of an event, I mean, yeah, go ahead. Tell people I'm unprofessional. That's fine. You know what I mean? Enough people know me at this point. Yeah, I show up early. I keep my mouth shut. I don't ask for much. I do a good job. I say thank you, and I leave. I'm not,
That's key.
Like the people that do have an issue with me, other people know to like, well, let me ask one other person. You know what I mean? Like there's a racist piece of shit in Florida that doesn't like me. And it's like, yeah, well, if you ask other comics how they feel about that guy, they'll be like, "Oh yeah, that guy's a racist piece of shit. Like I don't work for him either."
Yeah.
It's like, oh well, if everyone calls you an asshole,
right.
You know what I mean? Like literally, like if everyone you work with, you're like, that guy's a piece of shit. That guy's a piece of shit. That guy's a piece of shit. Man, you gotta think hard, man. Like maybe I'm a piece of shit. Like what am I doing to attract all these pieces of shit?
Right.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? Like I mean, Andy will say it. You know what I mean? Like people I've met, all across the country will be like, "Oh no, I'm just not a pushover. I'm just not going to let you. I'm not going to
take advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have some dignity.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Until you listen to his set. That's funny. His material's hilarious. You got to go see Neil. If you haven't seen Neil, go see him. Go check him out. He's in Oklahoma. He's everywhere. He's everywhere.
I'm everywhere, man.
He is literally everywhere, and I say everywhere. I'm serious. I think you and I are passing each other on the road, and I probably, if I looked at your schedule, mine, we will be in the same places very soon at the same time. Actually, I'll be in Oklahoma at the end of May, 26th, 27th.
I will
and you'll be in there somewhere else. That's why they book me, because you won't be there. That's why I get booked, because when you're not there, I get
Yeah.
That's how that
works. I'm in New Jersey for Adjacent Fest at the end of May, and then stick around so we can shoot the special, and then
on the first.
I have like a lot of Northeast stuff over the summer, so I'll probably
that's good.
Stay based up there for the summer, and then maybe come back. Maybe move to Austin, probably.
There you go. Austin's popping. Everybody said that's where the mothership and everything else is landing.
It's unbelievable.
Everybody's. I haven't been out there yet.
The mothership is gorgeous, man.
Is it?
Really...
So when did you go there?
I did it. Well, I got like a tour of it last Sunday.
Oh, okay.
And then I did the open mic Monday, and then I did the cruise show this past Sunday.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How did those go? They go great?
Killer. Yeah, man.
Awesome.
You can't. I don't know. I don't think you can lose there. Like, sure, if you're trying new stuff, yeah, of course. Right. Like everyone can. But if you just throw fastballs at they're dying to laugh. Like they're there to have a good time. Like you can't. I don't think you can lose.
That's good.
You know.
That's nice. I'm excited. I'm trying to work my way to go out there to be out there and be able to kind of circle in and check it out. Austin would be a great place for you to land. I think.
Yeah, it's between that and like Louisville or something like with like a lot of cities very close.
Yeah, Louisville would be good. Louisville, that's what, and that's why I've realized how you've stayed so busy in the Midwest. The Midwest is just dying for comedy. Like they are just like every time everybody goes, "Are you going to do a show around here?" I go, "Why? You know how much money I'm making? Do you know how many times I'm getting booked? I'm getting rebooked and left and right." It's like, hey man, it's like the Midwest is where it's at.
There's a lot of good comedy cities up there. Columbus is like, I can't believe how good the Columbus comedy scene is. It's like.
Yeah,
like 5 sold out don't tells every weekend, like 3 clubs. It's like I did like a show on a Tuesday that was like packed for like 100 people. Like, why is there a Tuesday? Why is there a packed Tuesday weekly?
Dude, I've got a Sunday, a Tuesday show, and a Thursday show coming up out there. I've got to stay out there a whole week because they go, "Hey man, can you do a Sunday show and a Tuesday?" I go, "Huh?" A Sunday and a Tuesday? They go, "Yeah."
And they'll be packed. It's unbelievable. I don't get it.
Okay. I tell everybody here, I go, they go, "Why don't you do stuff here?" I go, "Because none of you sons of bitches like me here in my hometown." Or maybe I just run my stuff here in the bar by y'all already all right, so GoFundMe, have some dignity. Please go. If you're listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and any of the 17 other platforms, iHeartRadio, everything, go check out Neil. Help him out. But before we go, just real quick before we go, since we've got some Star Wars nerds, we're going to do a quick Star Wars trivia round.
Oh, jeez.
Come on. We got to do it. It's May the 4th. May the 4th be with us. It's just some quick questions. Nothing crazy.
Sometimes I'm bad with like names and planets, though.
Okay, well then, see, and I scanned them, and I'm like, okay, these aren't bad. Okay, here we go. Trivia. Star Wars, May the 4th be with.
Buzzing in, or I just.
No. I mean, here. Oh, here. I forgot to throw this up there. I made this whole thing, and I forgot to put it up here. We may go a little bit over. So check this out. All right. So look at this. The 4th trivia. You know what that was? That was me with my lightsaber and the Ring camera. May the 4th be with us trivia. May the 4th be with you trivia. Here we go. Let's go. Okay. Where did Obi-Wan take Luke after his birth?
To Aunt Owen and Aunt Beru and Uncle Owen.
No. Planet. What planet?
Tatooine.
You got it, buddy. You went a little too far, but yes, I should have said planet, but it didn't say planet. I was just reading verbatim. Not your fault. All right, who was
that would be my biggest issue with the Obi-Wan series.
Yeah,
was that Aunt Beru and Uncle Owen put up such a fight with Reva.
Yes.
And then it's like, oh, and just like 15 years later, they put up zero fight while a bunch of stormtroopers with no aim burn them.
With no aim, roast them.
So you were able to take on a force wielder, but you couldn't take on the worst shots in the world?
Yeah. They have a 1% hit rate. No, that is a good point, though. That is a very good point. All right, what year did the first Star Wars movie come out?
Was it 78? 77. 77.
77 is correct. 77 is correct, sir. 77. All right, where is Jabba the Hutt's palace located?
Mos Eisley.
I think you're right because this says Tatooine.
It's on Tatooine, but it's
on Tatooine, right?
Yeah.
But you went a little further with that, though.
I just narrowed it down. It's a It's apparently a den of villainy.
Yeah.
What does he say? He goes, yeah.
He said, yeah. I can't remember. I have to think about it. All right, who is Kylo Ren's parents?
Harrison Ford and Carrie Fisher.
Jody?
Hey, you remember the list of movies I've not watched?
Star Wars.
There you go.
Why have you never watched these?
I don't know.
How have you never watched these?
Start with Rogue One. Start with Rogue One.
Oh, here's one. Because this is out of the new one. What was Finn's stormtrooper number?
FN something 289 or something.
Oh, you're close. 2187. I wouldn't have known it.
No.
I wouldn't have known. I would have known the FN, but that's it. I would have not known the 2187.
All I know is his action figure looks like Tracy Morgan, and that's not racism.
It does look like Tracy Morgan. It does not look. It does look like Tracy Morgan.
Yeah.
It does not look like him. I agree with that totally. I agree with that 100%. All right. Luke lost which of his hands in the fight with Darth Vader? Left or right? Huh?
One of them.
Left or right?
I'll say left. I'll be 50 cent right.
It's right. Right hand. He lost his right hand. All right. Who killed Jabba the Hutt?
Oh, Carrie Fisher.
Hell yeah. And that bitchin' slave Keeny.
I'm like, if slaves always look like that,
I'd keep them around too.
Right.
Oh, that's so funny. You know that one is what is Kylo Ren's birth name?
Ben.
Correct.
Ben Solo.
Ben Solo. These are very easy ones. So anyways, I just thought it'd be fun. And I forgot Jody is not. I kind of knew Jody wasn't a Star Wars person. I was like, wait, Jody's not a Star Wars person. But the fact I forgot that you haven't even seen any of these. Really, I don't understand. Today, you should just watch all of them.
Just spend the rest of my day doing it?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to do up until I got to leave to go to this show in Columbus tonight. Here's what color was Mace Windu's lightsaber?
Is it purple?
God, you got it right. And what color is Yoda's lightsaber for the last one?
Is that green?
Yes, sir. It is green, just like this lightsaber right here. Look at that, green. Oh,
I'm bad with that shit. Like, I don't really pay attention to those kind of details.
Man, there's some weird, but dude, these are very easy. There are some crazy details like I miss and skip over that some of these guys get into, and I'm like, what? Holy, like way down deep. I'm like, I'm a fan, but Jesus.
Yeah, I'm not really like, I don't know, man. I'm not really like not like a trivia guy for, you know what I mean? Like I just like.
Yeah. Well, this is just, if you're a fan, you just kind of know some of this stuff. This
Yeah,
is
you
what
just
these
know
are.
it. Yeah.
You just kind of know this stuff. This is those I'm a fan kind of questions. This isn't like what time of day that blah 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 blah, or what, you know, parsecs the you know, that kind of stuff.
Like I honestly don't know how many parsecs he did the Kessel run in. I don't know the number.
Yeah.
I mean, but I know that he did it.
Yes, we know that he did it.
So and I know that the unit of measure they chose was parsecs.
Parsecs, we know that. And that ends and concludes our podcast for the week. Let us tell everybody where they can find you, follow you, Neil.
Rubenstein.com, GoFundMe / I guess it's /F/ have some dignity. Yeah, NeilRubenstein.com or linktree.com / Neil Rubenstein or at Neil Rubenstein on everything or anything.
Neil's link to the GoFundMe is already up on the Fat Thor Podcast Facebook page. It's already there on its own post, so you can just at post, click it, and go straight to it. It also will be, if you're listening to this on Spotify or any of the other 17 platforms, just go into the information, and usually where it talks about the description, just below that we have mine and Jody's websites. You'll have Neil's website stuff.
Just below that, name of your sex tape. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, it'll be right above. No, you're going to be the top. Then it's OnlyFans. Then it's Feet Finder. Jody's Feet Finder. Jody's the Feet Finder guy. Yes, I don't know if you know this. Jody was the face of Feet Finder for a while. That's what having 2.5 million followers on TikTok will get you. You can be the face of Feet Finder.
Yeah.
The feet face.
The feet face. The face of the feet. He is the face of the feet. So it'll be there. You can click it and help Neil out. If nothing else, throw $5. You can throw $5 that way. Yeah. It'll help. Every little bit helps. Where he's over halfway there. We've got a couple of weeks left. We got actually 4 weeks left. It's actually May the 4th. We're about 4 weeks away.
Yeah. So, well, I mean, I think I'm going to leave it up till like it's done.
Done.
You know what I mean?
Do you actually have to start paying people? Huh? Do you have to pay the people who showed up and did work? So it is hard enough to put this together yourself, and then much less, this, and try to look. I wish you nothing but the best. I know it's going to be great.
Yes.
I know it's going to be awesome to do something like this on your own. It's hard enough. Like you said, a lot of comics are having to do this on their own because not everybody gets a contract, with somebody. So in order to do this,
and you gotta wait forever. You know what I mean? Like if I'm waiting for someone else, it's gonna be.
Yeah, you might as well do it yourself. Exactly.
Well, if you do it yourself, you know it's done right.
Yeah, and you have control.
Yeah.
And you have control. That's the key. That's the key thing, is that you have control.
Yeah.
Of your own thing. That's why my wife said when we started doing merch, it's like I want to do it myself, so I kind of have control over it. So somebody screws up the design or the making, I don't have to go back and forth.
Yeah.
So there's something to be said about that, right?
Yeah.
For sure.
So I commend you 100,000%. We'll be throwing some money your way, brother, and hopefully we will get you some money at the GoFundMe. Have some dignity for Neil. Support him, and then also you can go see the show for free at the recording.
Yeah,
and be a part of the recording.
Jersey or New York, come out.
Be in New York, any of the area. It's where again in New Jersey? Which city in New Jersey? I forget.
It's in Montclair, New Jersey.
Montclair, New Jersey.
Okay. Yeah, I have like an RSVP set up. So if you want to go to the RSVP, put your email address, and then we'll send you the details. Like a week out. Like we're treating it kind of like a don't tell because we don't want
Gotcha.
Yeah.
We don't want to make it public because we don't want it to be like that kind of a thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Gotcha. No, I understand that completely. That's very, we want good people who's there to laugh and have a good time. And so he can film it and put it out there and not some idiots
throwing apples
and beer bottles.
Oh, yeah. We're going to search everyone at the door for apples. I mean, now we are.
Now we are.
I mean, I hadn't thought of that until you brought it up several times today. I go, is that like something that their fans do? Is like they show. We saw you on Fat Thor.
We saw you on Fat Thor. Yeah, do not throw apples. Do not throw apples. Don't do it. I don't know why we said that, but do not throw apples at Neil. Neil's like, you're coming to the show and standing in front of so you're taking the apples to the head, ain't you? All right, guys. Appreciate you, Neil.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, thanks so much, guys. Yes. Thank you very much.
Yeah, man, we're going to go ahead and upload this today, right after we get done, so it'll be out there on all 17 platforms.
Yeah, send me a link and I'll share and stuff.
I'll put it out there since it's May 4th. We'll go ahead and instead of waiting a week, we're going to go ahead and put it out there tonight. It'll be out there this afternoon before I leave to go to my show, and I'll send you all the links. So that way everyone can listen, hopefully give you some money and get you across the finish line to put this thing together so we can get it out there.
Yep.
And you can move on to new material.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Anytime. Yeah. Jody, where can everybody find you? Everybody has already found you because you have 2.5 million people. Where can everybody find you? What's going on with you? What's going new? What you got coming out new? Anything?
No, I'm debating on, I'll talk about it next episode, creating a podcast.
Okay. Well, we have a podcast right here.
Well, I'll still be part of this. Don't worry.
I was like, wow, he's leaving. Okay. Well, he's like, now he's like, I'm pre-announcing, I'm starting my own podcast and leaving your ass.
Putting my two-week resignation in.
Yeah. Shit. I can't keep nobody around here.
Nah, we'll still be here.
I feel like I'm like watching my parents get divorced.
Yeah.
Yes, you were watching your parents get divorced. What's happening? What?
I'll do better in school.
My special will be good, I promise. No, you're messing up. All right, guys, gals, thank y'all for listening. Please leave a comment, 5 stars. Tell us you either love us or you hate us. We don't care. Anyways, check y'all next week. See ya.